Hey y'all. So I was sitting here with the text, The Will to Change by Bell Hooks. She wrote about how many of us experience this pure, unrepressed joy when we were young boys or girls. But then a rupture happened. The world told us that the ultimate test of specifically becoming a man was the willingness to accept the loss of that joy, to accept the loss of our softness. You see, Bell Hooks said that the first act of violence that patriarchy demands of males is not violence towards women. Instead, patriarchy demands of all males that they engage in acts of psychic self-mutilation, that they kill off the emotional parts of themselves, even the soft ones. Those like me who created whole worlds to navigate. So many of us are carrying this wound that we learned early that society expects us to perform in this manner, to dominate, to respond with anger instead of emotion. And so what did most of us do? We survived. We built constructs to navigate this world where we sought validation but didn't want to be seen while seeking that validation. We built literal armors around ourselves. We put on the attitude, the physical fronts, the thick skin. We severed ourselves from the boys who just wanted to exist and be loved because we thought that the only way the world would respect us was to be this hardcore provider of brute strength. But brothers, the heavy armor was built just for survival. It was never, ever meant to be your permanent address. When you spend your whole life protecting yourself from the world, you also block yourself from receiving the exact love and tenderness you're actually striving for. You see, you cannot be hugged through a brick wall. Your strength can become a barrier to your own reality, to your own joy, to your own peace. So how do we get that joy back? How do we find our true resonance? This is where self-awareness becomes so critical, where it becomes the ultimate check in who we need to become. You see, self-awareness is that quiet inner witness, that part of you that can notice, oh, my armor's trying to snap back on, and gently say, we don't have to do it like this anymore. We do not have to accept the human lies that we have been fed over and over and over again. You see, being strong enough to actually feel, being strong enough to be vulnerable and compassionate, that is what makes a true man. And sisters, we're going to need your help in this. You see, many of us have been playing a character to keep ourselves safe. But at some point, you have to decide for yourself who you're going to be. You cannot let the world make that decision for you. And if you grew up on Motown Philly, Boyz II Men, you already know the code. Those brothers were out singing 6-part harmonies and cardigans, bellowing out, not too hard, not too soft. That's the balance we were always searching for. Divine masculine with divine feminine, a strong spine and an open heart. A man who can hold this ground and still hold a hug. So the next time you feel that neutral spike, when the confrontation between your ego and your actual soul presents itself, I want you to do a couple things, just 4. I want you to first name it. Name the fact that you received the notification. Notification received, but not yet fact. Just because the data point appears doesn't make it yet again a fact. That's the trick of the ego. You see, self-awareness starts right here with the simple act of naming. Number 2, scan. What exactly is my body reacting to? Is it the tone, the timing, a look, or a memory that is anchored in me that is causing me to feel a reaction or to go to a place of fear and pick up my sword as the ego, the wounded ego? You see, self-awareness asks curious questions instead of rushing to judgment. Number 3, I want you to sort through what has happened. Is it echoing an old pattern that you have just been living on default? Or is there a real boundary or action that is needed? You see, self-awareness lets you see the difference between past pain and present reality. Finally, I want you to act cleanly. When you go into your heart, when you actually allow yourself to feel, 1 or 2 things are going to happen, or probably 3. You're either going to set a small boundary so it doesn't happen again. You're going to ask the question so it's aware in your spirit that this isn't normal, or you're going to just take a step back and pause. You see, self-awareness gives you just enough space to choose that next loving move instead of defaulting to your old program script. If you use this energy in this way, fear becomes your early warning system and radar, and not your jailer that keeps you on a trajectory of unfelt and unfelt emotion. This notification is not a verdict. Understand that you are safe enough to pause, feel, and choose your next move. So, tonight, give yourself permission to take off the armor. You are completely worthy of the softness you have been denying yourself. Motown Philly had it right. Not too hard, not too soft. Just fully, truly you. It is my hope and my sincere prayer that you take this at your own vintage pace, one day, 1 second, 1 moment at a time, in peace and in love,
Until next time, it was years. And this has been vintage ways, and to solve